name is Breezy, and I will be channeling for my Waterfall Collective. So if you are here and you are watching the video, welcome. We're going to get started with a couple messages. Give me some collective, and there's some messages for the collective, the Waterfall Collective. Interesting. The courage to evolve and surrender. Yeah. There's a need to surrender to some changes that are happening, and to have the courage to surrender with faith opposed to fear, because there are going to be unforeseen circumstances that you can't foresee, and it's going to require you to be in a positive headspace, and to be in a headspace that allows you to think beyond the situation and environment. And it's going to ask you to use your imagination and see where your imagination leads you, and to get curious and to problem solve, not out of a state of burden, but out of a state of, I get to do this, yeah. And there's a need for stillness. There's a need and a call for, well, I cannot make this up, sacred stillness. Yeah. There's a need for stillness, and there's a need to listen to your intuition and be in a state of receptivity to hear what your intuition is trying to tell you. And it's trying to lead you to an infinite growth, right? You just continuing to evolve, because that's what you came here for. You specifically are very evolution coded, okay? If somebody coded your brain and said their overall mission in life is to evolve, that would be you. And there's a beauty about that, because there's a level of integration, there's a whole process that it takes to change and to constantly evolve and update. So let's get into some insight on what this stillness is. What is this environment, or what is the situation that is requiring stillness and requiring the ability to surrender and requiring, courage? This seems like there's something that is maybe outside of your comfort zone, and it's calling you to surrender an old version of yourself, or a way of thinking, and to step up to the plate, to grow, and to try something new, and understand that just because you cannot physically manipulate it or control it does not mean that you're losing control. If anything, it teaches you the push and pull to surrender or to control, right? There's two sides to control. There's the force, but then there's a way of doing it in a way that just is a path of least resistance, So give me some insight on the collective and what they're navigating as it comes to surrendering to, being still to. What are they currently navigating? Okay. We have harmony. We have, okay, collective. Hold up now. Is there some love in here? Collective. Who do you like? Okay, so we have harmony. Being perfectly centered. What did I say? There's this call and need for, grounding, stability, presence. Just to feel stable within yourself. To bring two parts of yourself into union and integrating them into each other, right? There's a sort of deeply rootedness that takes place, and that occurs when you're able to do that. And so, you're being asked to stop and to be in a state of surrender and openness. You know, enjoy the flowers, look around, be present, like slow down, because if you don't slow down, you're gonna miss the beauty and the magic of the moment, right? And there is love. Interesting, there's love to be found in these moments. Okay, hold up. Let's get into this, because collective, who are you loving on? Or who's loving on you, collective? Or do you want to be loved on, collective? Let's get some tea. Dear spirit guides, give me some insight on my waterfall collective, and specifically this journey of internal balance, stopping to smell the flowers, ground themselves. But then tell me about this love. What is this love dynamic that we're talking about? We're definitely talking about self-love here too. Okay, we're definitely talking about self-love, but give me some insight. Lack, past, suffering. Oh, I hear no reversals. Distance. Okay. Ooh. Oh my, did y'all see that? Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Okay, collective. So, there in the past, there has been some suffering around your ability to. It's like in the past, you were plagued by moments where you weren't courageous or you did not take action, and instead you maybe were avoidant and you retreated. And that level of guilt is in like self-sabotage that kept rolling over into like a snowball effect. It just got bigger and it started to control you. You started to kind of be not a slave to it, but you started to try to pardon it. So it being present in your life and it being something you were insecure about started to be very self-isolating. But you, collective, have done something, and maybe in this, and so some of you may be breaking this loop, and the other of you may have broken the loop. But regardless, you're being asked to stop and to kind of just integrate, right? Because if you're seeing something that doesn't work, and you choose to let it go, you have to give it time to clear out and then to create anew, right? It's a whole process that has to be taken, but it just gives that there's some upgrades that you're experiencing as a byproduct of the inner union with yourself. And you're being asked to really just slow down and let this process take place, to be kind to yourself and to love yourself during this process, because you're gonna gain a lot of clarity and a lot of third eye opening. You're gonna see things in ways that you've never seen it, that you can't unsee, and that's calling you to be very kind and be very present with yourself, because it's going to require you to work, to talk yourself through it, to coach yourself through it, right? Because that's what nervous system integration looks like, is taking those lessons and applying it to yourself right now in real time. Not beating yourself up about what happened or what didn't happen, or the distance that you may be in with other relationships. You can't concentrate on all those things, but you can get out of that frequency, and you can elevate your perspective to give you a more clearer understanding of what's really happening and what's really going on. Give me some more insight, some more details on this third eye, this clarity. Give me more details on this third eye clarity. Oh, collective, it's giving that like you're done with the old cycle. It literally says cycles completion, right? You're done with being closed off, guarded with, you are done with falling in the loop of fighting yourself. You know, like there's a call to surrendering to you, to surrendering to your unfolding, collective, having faith and having confidence in who you're becoming, and not being in your head about your self-worth, right? Not trying to conceptualize or analyze why you are deserving or worthy of anything. If anything, it's a byproduct. It's an inherent value, and it's breaking those projections from the past. And yeah, collective. Okay, so let's get some last messages with some tarot. Right? We have a building story here. I'm still interested in if you have a love connection or not. But it's giving just the love with yourself. It's giving you loving yourself enough to not judge yourself for the things that you kept secret, or the things that you know, felt insecure about, or whatever it was. There's a closing out of this cycle, and there's just a lot of growth here from the past. And collective, I'm very proud of you for, you know, doing what you need to do, because this takes active work. You can't just sit there and be passive. No, it takes and it takes conscious effort. So, oh, y'all see this? Okay, let's get some insight for the Waterfall Collective on the story. Where are they navigating? The Knight of Wands. Some very steadfast energy. Give me more insight on this Knight of Wands. Surrender. We have surrender here twice. There's this pull, this draw to surrender. There's literally this, I put my hands up, not I wave a white flag, but I put my hands up in good confidence, knowing that I'm done with this chapter. I'm done with where I'm at. I'm done with what's happening. And I'm able to move from a more balanced perspective. I'm able to take the route that considers my emotional fulfillment, but that also considers my my logic. Collective, what you're doing is you're building yourself up to be more well-rounded. You're building yourself up to be more grounded and more present and more whole. Like you're surrendering to your own gifts. And I think you're realizing and recognizing that you used to walk away from yourself and you were the gift. Collective, you were the gift the whole time. And what you had to learn lessons about completing was about not seeing that. You had to learn how to fully see yourself. That goes back to that third eye clarity. Because if your vision is distorted and you are going towards a route that's the wrong way, and it has you putting up boundaries and pushing away the very opportunities that would give you that inner freedom. This is you owning those parts of yourself, right? This is having that courage to walk in your boldness, to walk in your own divinity, to walk in your gifts, to walk in your light. This is having the courage to love yourself through these different seasons as you continue to evolve. Like, there is no final destination. There is more. There's more of these checkpoints, and you're realizing that you don't have to hold your breath until the destination. You get to breathe between every checkpoint. You get to breathe, collective. You don't have to keep walking away from yourself and self-abandoning. You get to own yourself, own the power that is within you, and I think that's very special. We have the Magician here, exactly. Being able to sit there and to be a powerful manifester and to bring things into your reality that come into your head, right? And to not sit there and second guess them, and to have doubt about the very divine gifts and ideas that are meant to be birthed through you, collective. Yes, it's living in your truth. You have the Judgment card, living in your truth and being free. Collective, that is such a beautiful thing. We literally ended with Judgment. Interesting. Yeah, collective. You're done. You're done being a victim to yourself. You're done being a victim to all the things that you couldn't control. Like, you are the light that emanates hope. You are the sun that gets people moving, that warms people up, that wakes people up. But you had to see that, collective. You had to see, once you were able to accept yourself, you had to just stop and take a look at yourself. That's what this reading is about. You know yourself. You've accepted yourself. You've done the inner work. But now it's about stopping and just taking a look. Stop and take a look at the version of yourself that you have been fighting for all of these months. It's been a lot of different months of just tireless. We literally have the tower moment. Tireless lesson after lesson after lesson. Like, there's been a lot that you've been navigating. But trust me, you were built for this. You were built to shine in the sky like a star, collective. And you're seeing that now. You're actually stopping to look at yourself. Look at yourself. So, collective, that is the message that we have today, is to look at yourself, to ground and stabilize this new version of you, and to be confident and move with faith over fear about the journey that it takes, towards living in your truth and being sure about yourself. Collective, that is the message. I love you. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time.